Hey everyone, Ryan Young, Kama Jiu-Jitsu. And I wanted to do a follow-up video to the last one I did on keeping your gis clean. And remember one thing I said, but one of the contributing factors to a dirty, stinky gi is the mat that you're training on. And one of the things you want to make sure is that the mat that you're training on is spectacularly clean. I can't tell you how many academies I've been to where when you're looking at the mats from afar, they look great. When you get onto the mats, it's a little bit, you start to see some dirt and some stains. And when you actually are on the mat and you're sitting on it, rolling on it, whatever, then you start to see hair all over the place. You start to see dirt and dust, especially in the corners. For the purpose of this demonstration, I'm just doing it out of the home studio instead of the main studio, but it really is the same thing. It's just on a smaller scale, so we can kind of get it all done in the video. But really what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to pick up all the dirt and the dust off of the mat. You don't want to just mop, because what you're going to end up doing is just wiping the dirt on there. It's going to stay there, so you need to get it off first. So you're either going to vacuum it off, or you're going to use a sweeper and sweep it off. In the studio we have a big sweeper about this wide, and all you do is just go and you go in a line, and you make sure you get it all, even in the corners, because that's where it's all going to accumulate. And for some people that are neat freaks like me, on the mat that is, I'm not really a neat freak outside the mat, but on the mat I need to have the mats clean. Here in the house, for instance, I've got dogs. The dogs are not allowed on the mats at all, and they know that they don't belong on it. But being in a house with dogs, you'll have dog hair just kind of circulating throughout the house. Every once in a while I'll see some on the mats. And the mats get cleaned every day, if not twice a day. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to go through my exercise on cleaning the mats in preparation for a class. For instance, I've got a class in an hour or so, so I'm going to go ahead and clean the mats now. So I use a vacuum cleaner. Any vacuum cleaner will do, so long as it picks up stuff. This one works great. And I just make sure that there's room in here. So this stuff, this by the way, this vacuum cleaner only vacuums the mat. So you can kind of see some stuff in here, and that's very gross stuff, but that's just stuff that accumulates. If you don't clean your mats daily or twice a day, if you use them a lot, then this is the kind of stuff that is just getting put all over you and your gi, and contributing to making your gi smell horrible and get ruined a lot quicker. So here we go. All right, so part B, now that the dog hair is all taken off the mat in my case, in a normal studio it might be leg hair, head hair, pubic hair. Once that's all taken off, and notice, I don't know if you saw in the video, but I was really doing it methodically. I just go in straight lines and go all the way across. I section off the mats. I want to make sure I don't miss anywhere. Now what I do is I just do a wet mop, and I use two things. I use Swiffer wets. There is soap in the Swiffer wet, some chemical to clean with, but it's not antibacterial, so that's where the Lysol comes in. You can just use this Lysol all-purpose cleaner in a spray bottle. You can also get this where you can mix it. In the studio we actually have a jug that we pour different parts in it, and it's got an action. You can pump it, and it's got air in it, and just pressurize that way. That works a lot better for a bigger mat. In our Irvine studios, in our videos where you see Jack Toffer in them, where it's a nice blue mat, it's the same mat as we have in here, but what they use in there is they just use Clorox bleach that's mixed with water in spray bottles, and they just go in there on their hands and knees, and they wipe it down with towels every day. So all I do is I put my little Swiffer mop in here. Now you don't have to use this, I just do only because I just like it. I've just gotten used to it. But anything that has got some kind of soap in there will work fine. The Lysol really will get all the bacteria killed and the viruses out. So I've got this. Now what I do is I take the Lysol and I start spraying. Now notice when I'm spraying in lines. Basically, I zone off the mat and I make sure that I always do things in a methodical pattern so that I don't miss anything. And I just start at one corner and I just get to work. And that's really it. So as far as cleaning your mats, this is something you need to do every day and sometimes multiple times in a day, especially if you got a lot of classes. A lot of people like to kind of slack off on that and say, well, you know, we do it once in the morning or we'll do it once at night. And if you have 5, 6, 7 classes on the mat a day, everybody's kind of contributing to the funk on the mats. Now, if you're in that last class of the day, then the mat's filthy by the time you get there. What we do at the studio is we clean. It takes about 5 minutes, especially if you got a few people working on it. 5, maybe 10 at the most. And just get it all clean before you get onto the mat. You know, a lot of people, they like to clean it after it's all done, which is great. But really, my preference is to clean before we train. You know, I don't want to step onto a dirty mat. Another thing in your school, if you get there, and I said in the last video with the gi cleaning, if you get there early, don't waste any time. Just get onto the mat and start cleaning it. You're going to be on that as well. A lot of people might think, well, you know, that's not my job. Well, no, it's not your job, but do you want to be in a dirty mat just because you don't want to take it onto yourself to keep your studio clean? Don't walk barefooted from the mat to the bathroom and back. Make sure you bring some flip-flops, or as we say in Hawaii, some slippers, to put onto your feet so you can walk to the bathroom and come back and put your feet back on. You don't know how many germs come from the floor in the bathrooms, which is disgusting. I don't care how clean your bathroom is, it's still gross. And you put it onto the mat, and what do you put on the mat? Your face, right? So if you think of it in those terms, which I do, it might make you, if you don't already, work a little more diligently about keeping your mats clean. So that's all I've got as far as keeping your mats clean. Be sure to keep your mats clean, kill the staph, kill the ringworm, and also get all the dirt off. In the meantime, have a happy and safe training session. Take care. Bye-bye.